Hey, good morning, members at Thresholds. Today is Monday. It's March 30th. Sorry, I had to look at that because doesn't it seem like the days are just kind of running together? But it is March 30th, and guess what? The sun is out today. So that's kind of encouraging. This is Coffee Talk. I am doing this a little late because I tried something different. I tried to use the computer instead of a smartphone. And I'm learning that, surprisingly, the smartphone actually works better than the computers in general to make these videos. So for today, I'm going to talk about the weather. It's supposed to be partly cloudy with a high of 54. Winds out of the north-northwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour. And tonight there's going to be a low of 32. But again, it's great that the sun's out. So today's quote, I'm going to just use the quote from last week because I liked it so much. I think you guys like it. It says, "Hope is important because it can make the present moment less difficult to bear. If we believe that tomorrow will be better, we can bear a hardship today." And that's from Thich Nhat Hanh. So I'm going to get into a little talk today. I'm going to talk about ways to be intentional about serving your neighbors. This is a little post I got from a church called North Point Community Church. It's out of Atlanta. I do want to remind our members that spirituality is a personal thing, but it is also a helpful thing in our recovery, and I would venture to say spirituality is almost a necessary thing. It's part of the eight key recovery principles. So getting into what I'm talking about, a few ways you can be intentional about serving your neighbor. So being intentional, I've talked about it in a few of the groups I run at the New Freedom Center, and intentional just to me, it means doing something with great purpose, having a purpose and intent. So here's some things we can do. We can offer to buy groceries for an elderly or at-risk neighbor by calling or leaving a note at the door. There's a lot of people right now who are shut in or maybe at risk. We don't have to go and have physical contact with them, but we can just leave a note or call them and see what their needs are. Another thing we can do, buy gift cards from local restaurants. Restaurants are really hurting right now. Restaurants had to close, a majority of them. We've heard they're doing drive-through and carry-out. But by buying gift cards from them, we're also supporting them. You can save these gift cards for later or give them as gifts to a grocery store, cashier, a teacher, or mail carrier. The next thing we can do to support our neighbors, just call a friend and ask how they're doing or if they need anything. It's really crucial right now to support one another and be a community, to get back to that. And we all can make phone calls, even if we don't have a smartphone. If we're lucky enough to have a landline phone, either way, just give them a call, reach out to people. Another thing more and more people are thinking of, donate blood. There's a critical need for blood because many blood collection locations have closed. You can find all open locations by going to a website, the redcrossblood.org. That's Red Cross's website. And you can search for which locations are open and we'll take people. Here's something different. You can write a Yelp review for a local business. So again, a reminder, like a lot of our restaurants are hurting, but a lot of local restaurants, they do take reviews. People go on these websites and they often look for reviews to find popular restaurants. So even though they may not be open, if you write a review on Yelp or like Google, it's going to help their restaurant. It's going to get good publicity. Here's an idea. Lend an extra board game or toy to a neighbor with kids who might be getting bored with their regular, quote, stash. So it's just something new for the kids. Of course, they're recommending to wipe it down with disinfectant first, if you have some disinfectant wipes. That's just common courtesy right now. We don't want to be spreading germs, and we want to help the spread of germs as much as possible. But again, board games or toys to something new for neighbor kids. Here's one. Help our local partners provide food and financial support to those in need in our community. One way to do this, for example, the Salvation Army. That's probably our biggest supplier in the area of food and items like that. That's our biggest need right now, I think. I don't know for sure, but I am thinking Salvation Army will take donations right now. I wouldn't be surprised. Just make sure that they're canned goods or non-perishable dry goods, that kind of thing. So reach out to them. And if you're able, order takeout from a local restaurant. A lot of people are doing this already. I understand a lot of members out there might not have the financial resources, but if you can, just try to reach out and get some takeout to support our local restaurants. Or you can buy a bag of beans, coffee beans from a local coffee shop. And here's something new that people are starting to do. Tip big. Now, it's always been recommended that when you tip a restaurant, you tip anywhere from 15% on the low end to 20% on the high end. But this post is encouraging you to even tip more than that, because a lot of the staff that works at restaurants, their income is going to be hurting. They're really taking it. So if you have the financial means, try to tip anywhere over 20% if possible. And last thing, this is our key point, never forget how far a simple act of kindness can go. Making a difference isn't as hard as we sometimes think. So that's it for Coffee Talk today, guys. I encourage you all to leave comments and keep watching. We'll do videos as much as possible. Be well and stay well.